Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. We're facing Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar in what is probably not the final boss, but possibly the penultimate boss. I'm gonna start the... do I want to start the battle like this? I'm gonna put Cassia just here. I don't know how far back I can move. Okay, that's all well and good.
Let's make some opportunities.
I'm gonna pull all the way back.
It's as good as
I'm
done.
gonna put a rear over here. Back line on myself. I think we might just go for Mr. X himself to start.
Who, if not me?
Did I put myself too far back then? No, I did not, in
I'll see
fact.
to it personally. On it. I'll see to it personally.
That's not big damage though.
I won't
Fuck,
compromise my
that's not...
principles.
You know, I could use that for the first time ever.
Who, if not me? Consider this a taste of what's to come.
Indeed.
I'll make it happen.
Cassia, first of all, I'm just curious. Not quite killing these boys. Unfortunate. Can go back here. Warp curse on Xavier, that much. Oh, okay. Good to know.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I can charge Xavier.
See how the wolf succeeds.
Excellent. Okay, we're doing damage. And he's on the floor. Nice.
Cubs play.
Do we do this? I don't know. Well, we do that to start. Okay, one dead. If I were to go here and do that, that's certainly an option. But you know what we do right now? Oh, really?
Emperor, give me strength. If I may.
Do we do this actually? Inflict bleeding.
Feel the icy bite of death.
Oh shit, he's going even further away. That's not really what I wanted. But we can adjust for that by shifting the front line here. And then I think we do just that thing I was talking about. We do... That'll have to do.
I am a navigator, not a servant.
Oh yeah.
Grace, at least.
Would you look at that? I want to do that. Or that.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Blood
Okay, that guy thought he had a plan. Oh, and feeble, eh?
Make it quick.
Yeah, you guys can try. You can try. As many have. Okay, one thing at a time. Bang.
If it serves your cause.
Did he explode? Wait, what the fuck happened? Did it miss?
This tedium is beneath me. Ancestors guide
That
me.
definitely did damage. Are we looking 1% armor? That guy has barely any armor to begin with. You can always just do this on Calcasar,
Pet monkey. I
then be
understand
ready
your
for that.
intent.
Don't get too cocky.
I'll be as cocky as I want, thank you, Mistress Haidari. Opening,
If I must.
death.
This
I want the
tedium
mystic
is
gone.
beneath me.
What do we do with Jai? How about we hang out here to start with? And remove... Let's see if we can hurt two of them.
Somewhere?
Well, one at least. That guy needs to go. Do we? That could be something. Yeah, let's go. Ooh, 89.
Feel the icy bite of death. Become the All-Father's worthy instrument. So shall it be.
Okay, good.
See how you become the All-Father's
Oh shit, this might be an issue. 0% on Heinrichs. I hope that's true. It appears to have been true.
his ruin. Wolves rage.
Okay, that's excellent. Then we go here. God, Ulfar is so good. We do a 1, 2, 3 at least. Let's do that. Why not? Just for the free reload. Might not seem like the wisest idea, because it probably isn't.
You've got a problem, I've got a problem. You're not fun.
Do you have... I can't, really. That's fine. How about you? What do we have over here, even? Hardly anything worth thinking about, but all the same.
Going somewhere?
Out of my way.
Fucking voice line is that?
Here we go.
Why do you sound like that? Oh,
Stop hitting me.
did damage.
Fuck.
Neat. I'm gonna get real mad. I'm gonna kick this man. Ah. Oh well. Oh, I think all the enemies that are left are like goobers. Huh. This fight was easier than expected. Not that I'm complaining.
None can do this better than a warrior of the old family. Cut ruins out of your bone.
No, it is too early. The yoke must be activated, or all is lost.
Oh. Oh! Nomos! An invisible yet clearly tangible aura of power envelops the figure clad in the robes of a tech priest. It is all the more baffling to hear a youthfully excited voice from under the hood. This is it, the place of our origin. Nomos' gaze is trained upon the Catan shard. Can we... I wish I could see it. It was your strike and your wish to escape your prison that begot us. The mysterious creature that has been your ship's soul for so long turns to face you. But it is you, Jane, who truly ushered us into this world. So let us meet our abominable precursor together, for it is ready to break free. Greetings, Nomos. We are out of time. Now. It escapes now. Yep, there we go. Oh, shit. Wait. Isn't that a shard of the Void Dragon specifically? That's crazy. Final boss.
Your kind has no right to exist.
Nullifying the variables.
15. Oh, it has multiple turns, I think. It has 2 turns. Ulfar, you know what your role is in this. Earlit, you also know what your role is. Let's have Cassia hide out over there. Jai, I think I'm gonna place you right here. Heinrichs. Well, gee, I hope he can do something of value. 250% armor. Do we have anything like... Is this interactable in any way? I don't know. Final boss time, I think. I hope. Jeez. If there's something scarier than this in this game, I'll be impressed. Start La Battaglia.
I'll see to it personally.
I'm gonna give that to myself. Thank you very much. Oh, 3 activations? I see. I don't know if that is gonna affect it at all, but I'll do it.
On it.
Do that for Earliot.
It's as good as
Perfect
done.
spot.
I'll make it happen.
Somehow it has less HP already. Not entirely sure how that happened, but I'm not complaining. Now it's down to 11,000. We can do 7 to 12 damage.
You should have thought twice before crossing me.
Of integrity, gone.
I don't think we even do that. What we do is, first of all,
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
improvement.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Oh fuck, is it too far away?
So it shall be. The wolf is on the hunt.
Why can't I charge it? I don't know. It's fine, we'll just do this.
Cannot damage a star.
He's got voice lines, I can't really hear what he's saying. Oh, can you not? If you were to go here, could you? You could. You can even do halfway decent damage. We do that first? I think so.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Puts it at... Yeah, we're making something happen. Do I even want to try for a bleed? I don't know if it can bleed.
Cubs,
Oh, that's real damage. I don't know why it's real damage, but it is.
so shall it be. A province cannot damage a star.
Something cannot damage a star, he says. Let's do that as well. Here he comes. Oh. That's not good. Rolling short copy. Can you run without getting fucking murdered? I guess we'll see.
I move swiftly to strike.
Apparently you can. Do we go? I think I can remove this one with relative ease. I feel like these need to go.
Fortune favors the swift. If it serves your cause. I am not your Xenos pet. I deal death with my hands.
Okay. So far so good. We're still looking at 113% armor, so
If it serves your cause.
give it this and that. How did you get more armor? Ah, whatever.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Do that. Jai. Mistress Hidari.
This battlefield air is good for my lungs. Tell me, and it is done.
I need you,
I can do that
Irliot,
with the right
to...
incentive.
If I must.
There's no ally over there. No, there is not.
No weakness
That's
is
pretty
hidden
good.
From my sight. I am not your Xenos pet, more
Okay, good.
beyond the veil.
What did he say? I have suffered? Oh, I think his armor is going down. On account of those things exploding. Jai. This thing goes last. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, here it goes.
My Keramite hide is strong.
It is a Keramite? Is that how you say it? How do I just gun it here? I think I do. I want this guy gone.
I say bite of death. Is thunder. My strike is ruin.
Good. Reality is a tapestry of contradictions?
I see bite of death. Become the All-Father's worthy instrument. Our foes reek of cowardice.
Does he? That's pretty good. I'm gonna actually go for this.
The foe will be turned
Give him a sweep. I don't know if he can bleed or not. I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay, Jai. How about you hang out over here? Then you give him one of these. Can you do this? No. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of turns before he gets to go again. That is very nice, I'd say. Now, Heinrichs.
Let's see to it.
Get an opening. Get one of those in.
I won't object to it.
It's pretty good. What is this? Psychic force. It's more damage. Let's do that as well.
Lord Captain. I won't object.
Oh shit.
Vengeance will be swift.
Plummeting stars, eh?
Naturally. Let's see to it.
Okay, there we go. It was my turn. Apparently. Might as well go here.
Calculated risk is my second nature.
Why are these ghost arm things hanging out still? And over here too. Wonder if that's supposed to be like that. Fuck it, let's just throw the kill stratagem right here. How's he looking? He's looking like 20% armor. Let's see if we can get him looking like 0% armor. 11 something. Can do that. Oh, I can't do that. Huh. I forgot to shoot. I'm great at this video game. Oh man. honestly just roll up like this. Oh, 2? Huh.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
I don't know why Ulfar can now do this, but he can. And he can kick. All of that is very good. Then give Ulfar more turn. Well, he can do this. I don't know if that does anymore, but... Oh. Energy orb. That's a bad thing, probably. That's not gonna hurt anyone who isn't supposed to get hurt, right? Gonna give him a kick. Gonna shoot him some more. He's dry. Do we?
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Opponents cannot damage a star.
If I may,
Fucking just go for more Ulfar.
navigators are feared.
Oh shit. Parried. Just lay into him, Ulfar. Just hit him real hard all the time, every day.
So it shall be. Feel the icy bite of death.
Trap will be unmade, he says. Take the victim's place. Oh shit.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Not enough action points. Oh fuck. That's not a good place then to be.
You don't frighten me.
Oh, I might have overextended. What the fuck is happening? Where the fuck did he go? Is this the real one? This is a real one. He has an opening on his side. I'm gonna fucking kill Jai if I do that. Ass. There's... I might have overextended. And he's upped his armor. I think I need
If it serves
to
your
delete
cause.
this motherfucker to start.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey. If I must,
If I even can.
you will perish for this affront.
Fuck, Ulfar is locked. That's really bad. Oh, there's a lot of really bad going around.
Am I getting paid for this?
I kinda need
I
to.
understand your intent.
That's a really awful use of my extra shots, but I can at least remove one of the copies. I cannot. She fucking missed. That's awful. That's real bad.
Don't get too cocky. Jai Haydari. Remember the name.
Oh god.
Tell me, and it is done.
Oh, miss. Great. That one needs to
I
go.
can do that with the right incentive.
Okay, I think I fucked up. No? Maybe. A little bit. Heinrichs. Can you... Okay. Do what you can against this one.
For the throne's glory. I won't object to it.
That's something. Switch with Ulfar. Okay, damage is being dealt, but not that bad. We can deal with this. I think we gotta remove copies. Oh, I'm in a bad spot. Oh. Jesus Christ. Okay, what do we do? What do we do? First, we move this on like this. That might kill. Do these things have armor? Kind of. I'm hoping the one right behind me doesn't actually, like, have the ability to
I'll see to it personally.
hit me or anything.
On it. Consider this a taste of what's
Why didn't it go? Fuck. That wasn't enough. I think we got him.
my perfect moment.
Suffers the singularity of annihilation.
Okay. Cassia, okay, you're healing somehow. I'm not sure how, but that's fine by me. How about you go right here? I don't know if they can be more cursed than they are, but I'm just gonna do this anyways. Then Ulfar, gotta go. Oh, not quite, eh?
None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father.
I don't know why that's not working, but whatever.
I challenge you, Damget. Corpse
Oh, sick, dude.
your bones. Sing their last. Wolves
Amazing. 0% to hit me. I trust that.
So shall it.
I trusted that. That was a mistake. Just fucking Ulfar, just go for it.
Is on the hunt.
Oh, you're getting so close to just outright killing it.
Wolves reign.
Just Ulfar, just do
I'm a
it.
navigator, not a servitor.
So it shall be. Feel the icy bite
Fucking
of death.
repeated bursts from a bolt pistol versus a
Instincts tell
Khitan shard. Maybe at least... Oh? I think we won. I think we did it. Somehow. Even though Ulfar shot me dead. Oh shit, is that the artificial goddamn... The yoke. The ancient monster struggles against the energy manacles of the yoke. Its impossible powers that make reality itself burst at the seams are now being forced into a compact dungeon, quark by quark, returning it, capital I, to a cruel and painful non-existence in the moment. It could struggle harder, but something is hindering it. You are the cause of these hindrances. Only now does the Catan Shard turn its focus to you, for the battle was nothing more than the reflexive resistance of an alien mind absorbed in a completely different range of thoughts and responses. But now it is thinking about you, and its thoughts are so corporeal that you can sense them and know them. It seeks an end to the confrontation. It is capable of resolving it in a way that would benefit all. More and more tears appear all over the shard's forms. As the yoke absorbs its power, it becomes increasingly harder for the shard to maintain its physical structure. Each imperfection you inflict brings the Star Predator closer to imprisonment. Do not bow your head before your abominable precursor. Our abominable precursor. It was begotten by the dark abysses of the past. It is a fragment of that which devoured stars and erased civilizations. It knows no benefit other than its own. Allow us to stand against it. This is our time, our impossible chance. Yeah. I'm definitely leaning... Fuck off. As yet another layer of reality cracks, a figure appears before you. Her. After giving you a probing and appraising look, Theodora permits herself a slight smile. Think about the I'm gonna say Nomos? If our birth ever had a purpose, then it is here and now. Why do you call the shard your precursor? Because that is what it is, and what we are. We have told you before about Theodora's ambition, Amonat's mine, the ship's cradle, and Epitaph's secret. Yeah, we figured this out. One sprouted into another and spurred yet another. Thus Nomos were born. We were but an echo of the shard's power, an echo that left its prison. But we have become something so much more, with your help. What do you intend to do? Clash with the precursor. Touch it, absorb it, so that the reflection becomes the object reflected, so that the shard becomes Nomos. Then, and only then, will its threat be eradicated forever. Do you think you can do this, Nomos? What will happen afterwards? We stand at the threshold of probabilities and outside the bounds of the predictable. It is beyond possible to know whether we can or cannot. Well, that doesn't give me a lot of confidence. But we believe that we can, and that is what drives us to try. And if we succeed, we will obtain power beyond compare. We will become a shield against any threat in whatever form it may manifest itself. I have made my decision. I don't know if this is like... I'm gonna hope that this doesn't make my decision for me. I'm gonna think about the Catan. Mental contact is effortless. This is not communication. Such a powerful being cannot comprehend communicating with anything but its equals. It simply bears the gift of making the other hear and understand it. So grand is the potential of its thoughts. I'm not trying to comprehend it. The Catan is a pinnacle of reality. It is its eternity, dominance, omnipotence, individuality. The Catan is the original purpose behind all existence. The rest was born in order to contain, nourish, and be appropriated by the Catan. I don't believe you. To the Catan, space is an illusory variable. To the Catan, time is a young and trivial phenomenon, for it existed for an eternity in the gaseous energy fount of the universe before time was eventually born. How can you exist for an eternity if there is no such thing as time? God damn it. To the Catan, fact and probability are mere abstractions, between which it can soar on its electromagnetic wings. Currently, the Catan is not whole. It was shattered into lesser pieces, and so were its thoughts and powers. The feeling of emptiness is oppressive, and it yearns to become one again. I'm not trying to sense the motives behind the Catan's actions. The Catan wishes to be. All Catan exists to spread and conquer, not to stay manacled within untime, where it was entombed by the contemptible sentient tools, away from all that it is. All that is, even. The Catan wishes to ascend, sate its hunger, and embrace once more the pure exhilaration of claiming and taming reality. I'm not trying to understand what benefits the Catan promises. Power, eternity, comprehension. The Catan once chose to reign over the short-lived races and forged a new and glorious fate for them. It has learned from its mistakes. Now it will only bestow its gifts upon the chosen few. The Catan can grant. Your thoughts falter, for it is difficult for your mind to fathom the full scope of this word. The Catan can grant everything. Do not listen. Reject the promises. Do not allow your mind to be clouded, Alantok. No one is capable of receiving everything, or granting everything. Not even a star-devouring Inger. That is a shard of an Inger. And this shard of an Inger cannot even grant itself freedom. I'm gonna stop thinking about it. I'm gonna try to touch Theodora. Particles of reality around you begin to boil, trying to heal the wound upon existence and preventing her from entering your version of reality. You and she can exchange words, thoughts, glances, but a physical connection is an impossibility. You are merely fleeting phantoms that could scatter at any moment. She is silent, her gaze still trained on you, as if she is trying to commit your every feature to memory. Oh shit. You and Calcasar did so many terrible things in pursuit of your ambitions. Tell me, was it worth it? Her smile widens. It is always worth it. You will understand this yourself. The wound on reality is healed and the vision of Theodora quickly fades away. You catch her last words. Whatever fate you choose, one can only hope it will be better than mine. Okay, no. Maybe. Let me scroll back all the way to Nomos. I'm gonna let Nomos try. It's the most interesting choice, if nothing else. I'm gonna face Nomos. Act now, my child. We are ready for the most important battle of our life. Wish us luck. Nomos steps toward the shard, and the whole world explodes into a terrifying whirlwind. You can hear the colors and see the touches. Ice burns your hands, while fire leaves you freezing. And in the midst of this madness, you can clearly sense a battle raging. A clash of two beings, one endlessly ancient, and the other endlessly young. Oh shit! Fucking inflation. The power of the Catan shard is such that it redefines the very notion of power, but it has a weakness, one that you can see only now, with the shard and its rival standing face to face. The shard is just that, a shard. It is incomplete, it is not whole, and it cannot be what the Catan was before. What opposes the shard is something entirely different, an undivided, sentient being with a clear purpose in mind, akin to a well-aimed arrow, and the one who fletched and loosed this arrow was you. The battle goes on, and on and on, outrunning the course of time, but you do not need the gift of clairvoyance to know who will emerge victorious. Holy shit, that is the raddest thing. I want a mini of that. I want the fucking Imperial monolith fucking Catan prison thing. Oh shit! And Voltaire on daring difficulty. Okay, fuck. all kinds of achievements are popping up. The Catan shard was transmuted into a new form, and their name was Nomos. Possessing the power of an ancient being and nurtured by the rogue trader, the young star god watched over the Corona's expanse, the new domain, with curiosity. Gathering its bleeding worlds together again, the rogue trader dared to build something more noble and civilized in the expanse, a haven for those drifting and unprotected in the strict hierarchy of the Imperium. It would be an unbound frontier, where freedom and compassion were not wholly extinct. I like that. I like that a lot. Look at that shit. The shackled monster under von Valancia's control ensured the survival of the fledgling utopia. The Star God destroyed all who threatened its peaceful civilians and instilled fear in those of little faith. The Expanse tasted the sweet fruit of freedom and tolerance with reverent fear. I'm just trying to comprehend. I have won, and the result of my victory is like a new realm where a rogue trader has a fucking Catan shard for... This is super cool. I like this a lot. The Imperium could not forgive such insolent deviation from the order prescribed by Holy Terra. The von Valancia's dynasty was accused of the seditious formation of their own empire. An invasion fleet gathered in the Calixtus sector. The lifespan of the young utopia was as short as its creators. Oh, we fucked up. Protecting the young kingdom of freedom, Nomos created dimensional barriers that cut the Corona's expanse off from the Imperium more soundly than the Great Rift. The humanity of the expanse was left in isolation. Relying only on themselves, they either had to build something new and different from the Imperium or fall to the horrors lurking in the darkness. The ideals that Jane von Valancius was committed to were alien to the Imperium but close to the hearts of many in the expanse. Anyone who could not resolve a dispute or who was denied justice rushed to the palace of the rogue trader in search of mercy. Having lost its leader and lacking a worthy successor, the Chorda dynasty began to weaken. The grim legacy of the abominable Aspies revealed itself and the Protectorate fell into chaos. Grasping claimants tore the defenseless domain apart. Resisting the temptations of the besieging, Caligos Winterskill returned to his domain and began to piece together the shattered remains of his protectorate. Until his dying day, his actions and thoughts were dedicated to saving abandoned worlds and protecting survivors. Alas, he was not able to achieve much in the time he was allotted. He breathed his last breath on the same throne that he refused to leave for decades, adamantly refusing augmetics that would restore mobility and power to his legs. The Cult of St. Drusus continued its indefatigable struggle to spread the faith around the expanse and expose the vile transgressors to the authorities. The stronger and wealthier our planet was, the less its rulers wanted to see the black-clad preachers. Riots and assassinations pushed the cult to the place where it felt most confident, the frontier. After the death of Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso, a man called Chaplain took over the leadership of the Drusian mission. He hid his name, but not his crimes or his piratical past. With the resolve of an experienced voidfarer, he steered the cult and even led his fellow believers on military expeditions against brigands, enforcing order and converting depraved captives to the faith. The following years, the Cognizance fleet slowly and deliberately left the explored systems of the Expanse for the furthest remote regions. Observation stations in claimed worlds were abandoned and even Euphrates II became derelict. Statistical divination warned the fleet's conclave of the grim events awaiting the Expanse, and they decided to deliver their fellows from the coming storm, yet they did not share the truth with the lay people. The schism of discontinuing the cycle engulfed the entire Cognizance fleet, and soon the civil war was over. Disregarding the commandments of their forefathers, the explorators started down a dangerous path of new comprehension, creation, and revision of procedures and algorithms. The fleet was united once more, and in its unity it was ready to stare down any horrors standing in the way of the catechism of maintenance and operation. Magos Dominus Opticon 22, one of the first to hail the return of the Messiah, took the helm of the mother squadron of the Cognizance fleet. Unquestioningly embracing the teaching of discontinuing the cycle, he personally saw to the crushing of any renegades who did not accept the Messiah's word as truth and earned himself the identifier Chrome Scourge. The crisis and the Expanse dealt a serious blow to the business interests of the Fellowship of the Void. Having no powerful allies, they retreated into the darkness of frontier systems. The hard life they faced forged them into a new tribe, furious, wild, and willing to do anything for survival. They swore to return and retake what had once been theirs. The first command that Risa issued, after her miraculous rescue on Footfall, was the complete extermination of all worshippers of the Dark Gods among the Fellowship of the Void. Good. The old pirate wanted to find another way for her people to survive. The former renegades hoped to live by the law, working as mercenaries and traders. When it seemed they were finally on the path to a peaceful life, the Imperial Navy conducted a flash raid and destroyed all the ships. Those who survived the bloodbath were publicly hanged. Wow, what a 40k way to end it. Violence throughout the Expanse put many on their guard, and as a result, the Casmalic Mission's business declined. Soon, rumors surfaced among the coal traders about a so-called commission that had made it through the Maw and into the Expanse. Its professed purpose was to audit assets and take measures to restructure operations. These words carried with them an ominous threat. Vladimir Takara, as Liege of Footfall, survived 14 assassination attempts and thwarted no less than 2,000 schemers before a shot finally took his life. The esteemed Liege's funeral was held in great secrecy, with only his closest entourage being permitted to view his corpse, which spawned some peculiar rumors. The Imperial Navy was wary of the rise of von Valancius. They saw themselves as dogs guarding the flock of the Emperor's subjects, and there was a new master of the pack. Therefore the dynasty was watched with utmost diligence, and the admirals feared that one day they would have to go to war against the rogue trader. Chartist Captain Austerius Thorfast founded the Thorfast and Companions Merchant Company, excelling in trade and acquiring a substantial escort fleet. After 3 decades, he travelled to the Maw to return to the Imperium in hopes of obtaining the fabled warrant of trade. It is not known how his venture ended. This is, by the way, very extensive, what would you call it? An epilogue. When the rogue trader's apostasy became apparent, the Imperial Navy fulfilled its duty and fought the von Valancius dynasty. The Battle of Dargonus ended in resounding defeat, and the surviving ships fled to distant systems. Disheartened but not broken, the captains vowed to rebuild their force and planned raids into the apostate territory. Dargonus grew and prospered until it became the capital of the Corona's Expanse. The planet was like a giant magnet whose pull held together the worlds of the Expanse, absorbing the treasures and vices of the sector. Humanity was exploring the Expanse, and Dargonus became the capital for the bravest starfarers and pioneers. It was from here that expeditions departed into the uncharted wilderness, and here they returned bearing wondrous trophies. Captains, cartographers, and scribes flocked here to exchange news. Kiavagama washed off the stain of its former defilement, but not the dark memory of it. The sacred halls were never silent, and production rates became the supreme law. The glory of the Imperium was forged in the blood and sweat of its toilers, and the millstones of the manufactorums ground the workers down by the thousand. Even in death, the souls of its servants dared not step away from the machines. The enthroned Null Caliph drew millions of pilgrims and granted the planet hallowed status. Its sacred calculation continued for centuries, and the foremost sages of the Adeptus Mechanicus traveled to the world so they could attempt to divine its meaning. Janus was conquered, the Xenos spirits were exorcised, and the wilderness was subdued. The fields grew until they covered the entire planet, and billions of tons of provisions were harvested there. Janus had become the breadbasket of the Expanse, and to threaten it would be to condemn millions to starvation. What happened to the Elder, though? Janus became a melting pot for cultures from hundreds of worlds, taking in refugees from across the entire Expanse in its darkest hour. It became a stronghold and a symbol of hope. After the crisis passed, the refugees started to return to their home planets and to reclaim their lost worlds, thus earning Janus the proud name, the home of the Reconquista. Despite grim expectations, the coexistence of humans and the Eldari did not lead to enmity. Janus had faced many trials, and the struggles against them brought the two peoples together. They did not develop an affection for one another, but they learned to speak with no weapons in their hands. More than one dangerous xenophile schism was born on Janus. The minds of Viabos 6 grew deeper and deeper, and soon the planet became the darkest and most frightening colony of the Expanse, the final stop for the exiled and the damned. The brutal, hardened inhabitants of the Death World feared neither humans nor xeno horrors, knew no mercy, and were known as the most fearsome fighters in the sector, who had traded their lives for the right to leave the eternal darkness of the mines. Guarded, luxurious palaces were built under the climate domes, shrouded by clouds of poison. They housed so many powerful blackguards, persecuted aristocrats and wealthy scoundrels so that Viable 6 gained unimaginable political influence. Such grand and sinister deeds were done there that before long the grim death world was spoken of as the new political center of the Expanse. No longer secluded and forlorn, Foulstone turned into the spiritual center of the Expanse, clad in golden power. Rulers went there to be anointed for greatness, criminals for penance, and the righteous for encouragement, and there was no end to them in sight. Converted into a comet shrine, Foulstone's moon spread the word of St. Cognatius throughout the Expanse. Protecting the worlds from attacks by the enemies of humanity, its servants asked for neither money nor power, but only the relics left by their blessed patron. The wise handed them over with reverence, while the haughty learned how heavy the hammer of Foulstone was. The fate of the pure-voiced prophet, guardian of the hallowed crucible, was a sad one. After visiting 7 worlds and bestowing the blessing of transformation upon them, he perished at the hands of bloodthirsty Drukhari pirates along with his retinue and the priceless relic. Unfortunate. After recovering from Chorda's regime, Footfall reclaimed its status as the trading hub of the Expanse. Having learned a bitter lesson, Vladimir Takara created the Footfall Partisans Militia, a well-equipped mercenary army that answered only to him. A modicum of order returned to the station. The changes that the von Valancius dynasty brought to Footfall endured on the station long after. Poorhouses opened by the order of the rogue traders saved many hungry and homeless from death. Unfortunately, this disrupted the station's delicate ecosystem. No longer freezing to death in empty compartments or tormented by epidemics, those who lived in poverty on Footfall began to choke the station, leading to a sharp rise in crime. Organ traders, illegal organic specialists, and savage gangs of Amver's proliferate. So, by helping the poor and the needy, we fucked up. Because nothing can just be good in this universe, you know? Left without a sun, the Rykard system ceased to exist. Its now frigid planet spun away into the darkness, no longer held by the gravitational pull of their star. A century later, a fragment of Rykard minorities entered the Furibundus system and was snared by void miners. A century? That doesn't seem reasonable. Unless the stars were extremely fucking close. Like just a few light years. Anyways, a piece of its rock was delivered to Footfall with reverence and used in the restoration of the God Emperor's statue as a final memorial to the world devoured by corruption. With the fall of their unholy patron, the Edge of Daybreak, the cult of Final Dawn perished as well. Every cell of the cult was hunted down and eliminated. Rumors that some worshippers of the ruinous powers had managed to get away, hiding the writings of the warp-banished lord under the robes, were baseless. Left without a mission or a leader, the word-bearers retreated to the depths of the Immaterium. The last act of vengeance was a bloody assault on Footfall. The populace of several asteroids was exterminated or enslaved, and the statue of the God Emperor was badly damaged. Fucking word-bearers, goddammit. Rumors of the rotting remains of an Andalari craft world spread around the Expanse. Explorators, privateers, Caspalica agents, and anyone hungry for easy money all rushed to frontier systems to vie for a piece of the prize. Some were swallowed by the warp, while others perished in skirmishes with their rivals. The most skilled and fortunate returned empty-handed after decades of searching. The colossal ship, as big as an imperial world, simply vanished, as if it had never existed. But the legend of forbidden treasure lived on and continued to bring daring souls to ruin. Half a century later, the Expanse trembled to the echo of Eldari war songs. Myriad warbands appeared out of nowhere, leaving a trail of bodies in the wake before disappearing into webway gates, massively hidden from the eyes of the monkey. The children of Asurian had come to avenge the death of the craftworld Krudarak. Their woeful retribution lasted many decades until both races were war-worn and out of blood to spill. Janus was among the worlds hit by the savage retribution of the Xenos. But before the Great Slaughter could make the planet's irrigation canals run red with blood, the Fasier Moran emerged from the forest to address the Avengers. Having convinced his kin to stay their hand, he and his people departed Janus. Okay, so we didn't get entirely fucked by Eldar. Nice. The spirit monolith, purified by the Halicon troop on the Crone world, was hidden from the insatiable eyes of the monkey by raging warp storms. Ships started going missing more frequently in the systems close to the planet. Even the most courageous captains gave the region a wide berth, and it was named the Damned Reefs. Oh, look at that. Somewhere on the underside of reality lay Comora, woven from manifold other dimensions and illuminated as always with the light of stolen suns, his streets ever filled with screams and agony. Any misfortune experienced by the Dark City became another scar on its appalling face, lost among thousands of other vile blemishes. As long as pain pulsed in its blood-soaked spires, the insatiable and unshakable Comora continued its flight through the webway, along with its unchanging ruler, the leader of the Cabal of the Black Heart, and the most dangerous of all Drukhari, Astrobale Vecht. The fall of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest united Comora for a brief and bloody moment. The elites of the Dark City set their squabbles aside and found new game in tearing apart the domain of Archon Irimeris. The fate of the Reaving Tempest reminded the other Cabals that nothing lasts forever in the Dark City, save the city itself. Leaving the Necron systems behind, the Star God vengefully obliterated every tomb world of the ancient Xenos race. The old hatred of the Catan, betrayed by the deathless servants, whispered inside him. Oh shit, so Nomos is not in full control, that's the problem. The voice of Voxmaster Vigdis Surioto of the Ptoleman dynasty has long resounded in the expanse, bringing hope and trumpeting the arrival of the merciful rogue trader. Known for her wisdom and acute understanding of ship systems, over a long life, she taught many generations of future Voxmasters from the Ptoleman dynasty. Her body was built into the bridge itself, and in times of need her voice flowed through the Vox, dispelling delusions and despair. After years of dedicated service, Master Helmsman Rava was granted, despite his objections, the privilege of rest. The wise servants of the Omnissiah implanted an augment into his brain that restored his ability to sleep. Oh god. Soon afterward, something unprecedented happened aboard the ship. The Master Helmsman overslept and missed the start of his watch, but his temper did become much more agreeable from then on. Many years later, High Factotum Yandris Danrock sought permission to retire. He said that age had softened his heart and that a more worthy, young and assertive successor should take over his position. There was no shortage of candidates. Under all that fat, Danrock had a sentimental heart. He spared nothing for the orphans of those who had died serving the rogue trader. The children were given an excellent education and were eager to serve the von Valancius dynasty. Nice. Urban Drivestem cared more about preserving the influence of his line than the well-being of the Protectorate. His blind ambition lost him his governor's seat and the respect of his family. Within a few generations, one of the largest houses of Dragonas turned into an obscure family of petty aristocrats. Serves him right. Toriana Gaprak missed the moment when her family, which had previously functioned like a well-oiled machine, started to fall apart, racked by infighting. Among her distant relatives, many blamed Toriana for the Kiava Gamma disaster. Soon the Gaprak family splintered into warring factions and spent centuries locked in a violent struggle, only occasionally punctuated by futile attempts to reunite the house. Makarios Sauerback was loyal to the rogue trader to the last, despite all the rumors to the contrary. Finding little affection among his subjects or family, he stayed true to himself, remaining a forthright, severe and pious person. Makarios strived to ensure that every soul in his charge felt justifiable dread before both him and the God Emperor. Members of the House of Viserion served the dynasty faithfully and loyally, amassing more and more power. A century later, they had finally gained the respect enjoyed by other noble houses. Yet power and luxury can dull any blade. The now pampered and idle aristocrats were scarcely recognizable as the descendants of the formidable Seneschal Viserion. That's unfortunate. Clementia Viserion, daughter of Abelard and Chancellor of Dragonas, executed her duties irreproachably and even found time to school the younger generations of her family. She was an equally skilled mentor, chancellor, and political operative. After a century of immaculate service, she would surprise everyone by leaving her position and becoming the first mate on a trade ship. She would later admit, like a true Viserion, that she had always had a passion for ships and voidfaring. The Harlequin, known as Nocturne of Oblivion, visited the Expanse once again. Sneaking onto Dragonas, he came to the rogue trader's palace and left her a special gift, a case of Eldari crafting, unmistakably ancient and precious, adorned with the boon of an eye inside a triangle. Only the Lord Captain knew what it contained. The Harlequin candidly warned her that he was drawing the von Valancius dynasty into a deadly dance, a shaking doom that all will freeze within the threads of terror's loom. Then he promptly departed, and not without reason. A few hours later, assassins from the Dark City appeared, following his trail, and were mercilessly killed. Their armor bore the sign of the Cabal of the Black Heart. The Black Heart, Jesus Christ. After months of searching, Dragonas wardens found the remains of Achilles Scalander on the lowest level of the hive. Drukhari artifacts and records discovered beside him indicated that the agent of the Inquisition had been compromised and was working with Xenos. Monashai confirmed the guilt and the deceased Inquisition agent in detail and described in detail the torture he inflicted upon the poor soul to gain his obedience and loyalty. He also confirmed that Irliet had found and killed his monkey toy, yet few chose to believe the words of the cursed Xenos, and thus the secret of the death of his Achilles Calander was never publicly known. The old sleuth Malice did not risk returning to Gomorrah. Didn't I kill him? The cult of the Fatal Thirst was exacting vengeance on everyone who had helped the Rotator. He took to piracy, forming a crew from the remnants of the Reaving Tempest. Rekindling his old thirst for battle, he seemed to shed a good 100 years of his age like a snakeskin. They gave a fucking epilogue for Malice the Sleuth? Jesus Christ. The savage deeds that Gorde Skatov witnessed on Footfall traumatized him forever. His architectural genius was shattered. Only the rare collections of true connoisseurs held his work, written in a shaky hand. Footfall, the ultimate void station in mortuary. Okay, now we're getting to the companions at least. I am enjoying this, but also, Jesus Christ, there's so much to read. Abelard Verserian remained the Lord Captain Seneschal and right hand until his dying breath. House Verserian, cleared of accusation of immunity, dedicated itself to Dragona's fleet. When years later Abelard left this world, the worthiest successor of his family received the honor of inheriting the high office of Seneschal. Having completed his last journey with his Lord Captain, Abelard Verserian, with the gracious permission of the Rogue Trader, left his post as Seneschal and took over the helm of his large family. House Verserian rose above its rivals and was never again the target of persecution. Even after their esteemed patriarch died decades later in his bed surrounded by his grieving loved ones. After the Battle of Epitaph, Argenta was firmly set on the path of her sister Repentia. Her former fervor and zeal gave way to grim, cold resignation. She longed for death, yet death seemed to flee before the former companion of the Lord Captain. Or perhaps she just could not find a worthy opponent. So things carried on until one day, while fighting heretics on an uncharted world, Argenta threw herself into a massive inferno to strike down a horrendous warp spawn. Her comrades saw only shadows in the fire and heard the beast's dying bellow. The flames burned for several days. When they finally subsided, Argenta's body was found among the charred rubble, lifeless but untouched by the fire. In one hand she held her chainsword, and in the other a shard of the golden Aquila she had always kept close ever since arriving in the Expanse. After the victory on Epitaph, Argenta left the Rogue Trader. As an insatiable flame burned brighter and brighter in her soul, hungry for vengeance, and so the sister embarked on her own personal crusade. It feels like these two pieces are not really fitting together, because I'm assuming there's different ways her quest could have ended. After at first she hunted down and exterminated the remaining followers of the Final Dawn, then she pursued those who had abetted them, and then anyone in whom she saw a hint of heresy. Even when she directed her wrath against entire cities, no power could stop Argenta, clad in her sacred armor. She left a trail of fire and blood across the Expanse, a trail that ended on Salus Prime. No one knows why the sister returned for a third time to the planet where she had found her relic, but after descending to the surface she mysteriously vanished. These two pieces do not fit. Sacred armor? She didn't have... Scripting seems off here. I'm gonna assume this is the correct one, the first part we read. Rumors said that Argenta was lured there under false pretenses by her former allies. It may have even been Jane von Valancius herself, unwilling to kill her off or tolerate her raging desire to cleanse the Expanse of heresy. No one knows the truth, but many gave a sigh of relief after her disappearance. The Mercantum Tabula Officiale unlocked a sea of possibilities for Jay Hidari. She left the Caspali Commission and became an independent agent. Choosing one's destiny is a unique gift that ordinary mortals would never dare dream of, but Jai was no ordinary mortal. She found new friends, skillfully danced along the knife's edge between trade and piracy, stole from the strong, granted mercy to the weak, and even bought a couple of modest planets, and she never ever betrayed herself. Half a century later, a fledgling rogue trader whose name is now forgotten brutally crushed Jai, accusing her of abusing her power. The rogue trader conquered her worlds, exterminated her people, and did everything in her power to wipe Jai's name and vulgar deeds from the Expanse's memory. Fuck. Once known for her passionate nature, after meeting the Lord Captain, Jai firmly refused to share her favor with all others who sought it. After the many adversities they had braved together, her heart belonged to the rogue trader. Decades later, a glorious ship was built on Kiavagama, which became the new flagship of House von the Lanciers. The proud vessel was named the Lady Jai. I like that. That's cute. Heinrich von Kalox, the former interrogator of the Ordo Xenos, took the mantle of the Lord Inquisitor after his mentor's death, receiving both the Inquisitor's rosette and the duty of defending the sector from the enemies of humanity. Von Kalox became the new warden of the Corona's expanse. I guess his excommunication never got out. Von Kalox declared a relentless war against the enemies of humanity, be they Xenos, servants of chaos, or heretics in the Imperium's own ranks. The Inquisitor fearlessly eliminated numerous nests of corruption in the expanse. A few decades later, he was assassinated by a criminal cartel. Some say the Casbali Commission, sick of the unrelenting servant of the law, was involved in the Inquisitor's killing. In her journeys with the rogue trader, Cassio Celio experienced all the hardships and delights of the galaxy. The invaluable experience and new knowledge helped her to finally conquer her fears and accept herself and her powers. The Lady Navigator became Novator of her house, tasked with addressing the consequences of Tisiphony's rule and the chaos that followed her disappearance. For the duration of her reign, she patiently worked on uniting the feuding branches of the house, forging alliances, and expanding the influence of House Ocelio. The Starway Atlas, which contained the memories of Tisiphone and the Sethala clan, lost its power. House Ocelio's navigators once again had to rely on skill alone in the depths of the Immaterium. Many lost their lives, but those who survived the crisis became hardened veterans and pillars of the house. Most of those fortunate souls were young and brave, too few among them were old and wise. Idira Tlas lived several more years after the rogue trader's grand campaign on Epitaph. Despite her short life, she left behind many legends and tales of her adventures in the Lord Captain's service and of the terrible warp phenomena that she manifested. Shortly before her death, Idira vanished from her post. Jai disappeared with her. When Jai returned many cycles later, she declared that Idira's last day had been full of joy and adventure, and that her greatest pleasure had been watching the Void Whales play. Fucking Void Whales, dude. In announcing the discontinuing of the cycle, the Amonat Collective instilled terror in the hearts of those who revered the theorems of purity, but it gave hope to others. After gathering its disciples and recruiting server soldiers from vassal planets, it ventured to the worlds of the Screaming Vortex and to the infernal forges of the Dark Mechanicus. This march of re-indoctrination was meant to seize the stolen secrets of the Omnissiah from the hands of the heretics, temper the cult in the fire of battle, and transform it into a tool for both eradication and comprehension. The fleet disappeared in the darkness, and only rare echoes of its astropathic messages were ever intercepted. The unit Abel Hanuman continued his service to the Amonat Collective. In unity with 5 companions in mind, it rediscovered the joy of direct cognitive communication, unmarred by inborn otherness. While outwardly silent, he joyfully described the images, concepts, and ideas that the Omnissiah revealed to him. Fulfilling his function, he overflowed with the exultation of efficiency. Iliad Lanavis lost faith in her kin, who had followed the blind Farseers like obedient cattle. She accompanied the rogue trader for a time, but her time among the monkey only made her feel more alone, revealing to her that humans were as bereft of strong spirit and will as the children of Asarion. She disappeared and reappeared again in the expanse many years later as the leader of a fleet of Eldari corsairs, fearsome in battle and well versed in the tactics of the Imperium. Eldari corsairs? Interesting. Xenos Marashai Azerish, once a member of the rogue trader's retinue, disappeared without a trace as soon after his fateful journey into the depths of the expanse. People say the hideous Xenos face a reckoning for his savagery at the hands of the crew, who allegedly tore the enemy of humanity apart at the cost of dozens of lives of those brave enough to attack the wretched creature. Interrogation revealed that the most likely instigator was the esteemed Seneschal Versarian, outraged by the execution of several crew members. However, Abelard denied his involvement even when questioned by the rogue trader. That's fine. After joining the Stormbiters, Ulfar Thunderlong soon became the pack leader, taking the place of Thorvald, who met an honorable end. The new leader sent a message to Fenris stating his intention to remain in the Expanse. There were too many enemies yet lurking in these hunting grounds that deserved the Allfather's wrath. Legends paved the formidable pack's path in gold. Years later, Ulfar found a battle in which he could meet his honorable death, but the warp was suddenly torn asunder, and ships from Fenris bearing the mark of the wolf head came to his aid. Saved from the battlefield by his loyal companion Halbrand, Ulfar accepted the honors of the Dreadnought and was entombed in sacred armor. Ooh, that's rad! During the blessed ritual, he cursed and demanded to be left to his death, but his brothers merely answered him with mirthful laughter. When he recovered his senses, Ulfar led his forces to the heathen stars. The Allfather had given him a new mission in a near-death vision. No one in the Expanse has heard word of the Space Wolves since their departure, yet many believe that one day they will return victorious. He became a dreadnought. What a cool way to end. It is rumored that the true cause of Thorvald Ironhand's demise was treachery. Faced with a superior enemy, the Space Wolves called on their allies for help, but a nearby squadron of the Cognizance fleet withdrew, defiantly broadcasting that the blood debt to Archmagus Amanat is not forgotten. Game saved. Thanks. Such was the echo of the deeds of the rogue trader of House von Valancius. Deeds that transformed the Corona's expanse and prepared it for events even darker and more violent. But those are the events of a different story. This one has come to an end. And what a story it was. Look at that. The end. Oh man. What a video game. Oh, I kind of want to stop talking because I've been talking real long. But I'm gonna give you some thoughts at least. Look at all these people. Huh. Where is Alcat based? These are some Eastern names. I don't know. I don't want to say. You know, they could be Russian, could be Ukrainian. I don't know. Could be neither. Could be. I don't know. I probably should have looked that up at some point. Also 3D animators. I like this game. That's where I was going. I like this game a lot. I think this is probably my favorite 40k game I played. I haven't played every single 40k game there is, but this one focused on the things that I like about Warhammer 40k, which is this crazy, convoluted world full of all kinds of things that aren't just, you know, well, of course there was a lot of fighting, but I still feel like we got to talk to Eldar, we got to explore Komora a bit, we got to, you know, encounter Necrons. Okay, here's my one problem with the game. It was too easy to miss the ability to speak to Necrons. I want to know what they said. But you know what? You know what else? This game clearly had a bunch of different paths you could have gone. So when you play this game, or when I replay this game, because I think I will, we can learn to talk to Necrons. There's something left. Hey, Alexander Malal Evmenshikov. What a fun little name, little nickname. I think the writing was really good in this game. I actually think it was really good. I really liked how all the little details came together. Initially, I was really happy that it's like it kind of had its cake and ate it too, in that you had all these like cool plot threads separate from each other, but then they like converge in unexpected ways, and it turns out everything sort of came together in the end, which is super cool. I really liked being able to be like this hopeful figure in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. You know? I liked being able to take that route. I like the 3 triple path structure. I really do want to play again, and I'm thinking the next playthrough I do, which I'm not gonna record, I'm not gonna do a whole other... This is one of the longer Let's Plays I've done. I'm not gonna do another one of this game, as much as I like it. But I might do a playthrough for myself. And I don't really know if I want to do Dogmatic or Heretic first, though both are intriguing. I really found it fun to have an Eldar on the party, but if I really want to see how it turns out when you're Dogmatic and you just like kill Irliet and Marashai at the first opportunity and they're just like not characters. What happens with the Eldar then? Sure, because we're not gonna coexist peacefully. I don't know. Hey, there's the cast. There we go. Chris Tester has a YouTube channel. He's a cool guy. Good job to all these people. Kinda wish we got to hear them a bit more. Kinda wish there was a bit more voice acting. There is voice acting. Certainly. But there's also like, you know, there was a lot of reading, as you have noticed. I wish I could have talked to Necrons. I saw Necron voices go back. I wanted to speak to Necrons. I'll have to do it again. I'll have to play the game again. Cast Russian. Russian language at least then. Though it doesn't seem to be all that many voices. I don't know. Alright, orchestration, session librarian. Stradlov. Sound engineer. I don't know who the composer is. We've got a conductor and a concert master. Georgy Elenkov, PhD. I like the music in this game. There were some cool tunes. Violoncellos. Double basses. Okay, let's see the brass. French horns, my boys. Mikhail, Encho, Jekko, Christine. I don't know how to say those names, but those are my boys. Bass trombone, you're my boy too. We're buddies. Shimbasu? What even is that? I don't know. Got a choir. As evident by the choir music in the background, if nothing else. Tenors, my boys. Sorry, I started listening more intently. But yeah, I really like being able to go around and have stories in the Warhammer world that weren't just like, here's my army, there's the enemy, fight. Much as I like something like Space Marine, 40k Space Marine, the first game, just being a Space Marine and killing orcs isn't that interesting. Like, it's fun, but there's so much potential for like storytelling in the 40k setting. There's, you know, there's a lot of books. There's a lot of good books. Unfortunately, there's also a lot of shit books. And it was fun to explore a story in this, you know, interactive way. I really do like video games as a storytelling medium. A lot of people seem dismissive, you know, of video game stories. Surely video games are not the best way to tell a story. I don't know, I like video game stories. Special thanks to James Workshop. We got some more special thanks. Was there like a Kickstarter or something? I'm not sure. But all these people have apparently earned their special thanks. Lots of Adams here. Oh god, that's a lot of names. Are these just the A names? Enter says speed up. Is that disrespectful? I'm sorry, I'm gonna speed through these special thanks. Jesus Christ is still on the letter A. B. Okay. Yeah, we might be here for a while. You know, I'm thinking about the characters. The one character I felt like I wanted more from was probably Argenta. But it might be the case that you get more if you're dogmatic. So I can't really say that she's like underwritten. It might just be a case that her story is more locked to, you know, another path. I probably didn't give Idira the attention she deserves. Definitely didn't give Marashai the attention he deserves, but I decided to roleplay. I'm sure there are other Let's Plays of this game by now. In fact, I know there's at least one, because I saw Carnage did a series, which I might check out now that I'm done. And I don't have to be afraid of spoilers. So you know, you can check out other Let's Plays if you don't want to play the game yourself and get those storylines. I do hope you play the game yourself. I hope this game saw some success. I have heard that the reviews are not super good all over. I think this game came out at an unfortunate time, because it came out like after Baldur's Gate 3, which set a whole different kind of bar. I don't know if I would say that this game is like worse than Baldur's Gate 3 though. It's different. Baldur's Gate 3 put a lot of effort into things like, you know, motion capture and voice acting and... Oh, look at that. Oh shit. Oh god. Okay, that was the end. And this is a start screen. Just finished that thought. Different games. I like this style of game. I might check out some different Alcat games eventually. Though right now, I have a promise to fulfill. And depending on how editing goes and when I decide to start recording the next project, that might already be up. I have a promise to fulfill that I made some time ago. That would be the next thing on my to-do list. Then I have some more games I want to play. Eventually, we might hit another Alcat game. I believe they have made Pathfinder games. That sounds interesting to me. But for now, we have just finished Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. And if you have watched all this way, I thank you very, very much. It's been a pleasure. I will hopefully see you in the next thing I do. Thank you very much, and good night.